Hey internet, I'm Senpai Relax, and I had the pleasure of playing Tekken 8 Alpha Test at Combo Breaker. As a Nina main, I just wanted to go over the changes and a little bit of my opinion on the changes as well. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So 4 is a noticeable change because you can now do the extensions from down 4 3 plus 4, or down 4 3, excuse me, and you can also do this as well. But noticeable thing is this no longer knocks down, it just does a low swipe. And I'm not really sure if it counter hit launches. I couldn't really test everything I wanted to test, but that was something I noticed. And alongside with 4, instead of 4-3, you now have 4 into the last part of easy prey. So it seems like with 4, they just really wants to enforce this mix up upon the person, because now they have to guess between the mid or the high, and so it's just another string they wanted to be dominant instead of they just didn't want it to be down 4-3, because down 4-3 has so much range and it would be kind of like a meaty tool if we did have it, because that's something Nina's kind of always struggled with, which is having a power mid, which is usually this or this. So that is something that they elaborate with, and I'm not too bothered by it. Also, down 4-3-4, yeah, down 4-3-4 is now just this. It's just this for now, but we'll see at the final product if it remains to be just that. Next, let's go over forward 2-1-4. That no longer counter hit launches. Instead, it just does this. Even on counter hit, I couldn't get it to do anything, so I'm assuming they just want it to be like a wall carry tool if we don't want to use our heat. Wall standing 1+2 is gone. It's now wall standing guns, and the guns are high. I know a lot of people were probably devastated, just like I was. I was like, I hope the other move is still there. I'm like, it's probably not, and it wasn't. But I got used to wall standing 1+2 guns. It's pretty fine. It still has a lot of it pushes the opponent very far, so you still get the knockdown, but it's probably like this distance. That's really what it is. So I still didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was fine. Another change they did was wall standing 4-3. It's not that anymore. Instead, the 3 part is the last part of QCF. QCF 4-2-3 is that, and then it goes into guns afterwards. So it's like wall standing 4-3 1+2, and that was noticeably different because now you have a follow-up after the wall standing 4-3, and I don't think the guns come out in time for them to, because it's still a high, but I don't think the guns come out in time for the opponent to not whiff punish you for doing the high. So maybe, I'm not really sure what exactly they wanted to use it for. So more Tekken 8 lab testing that we'll have to do. Side step 4 is still it's still +6. It's but now it's really negative. Well, not really negative. It's just launch punishable. It's like -15, I believe. But it still has that really good follow-up, which the opponent cannot duck if the side step 4 lands. So it's pretty much like a hell sweep in a sense, and it's really good. It's a really good tool, and I think it's a fair change because I always have a gripe against moves that high crush but don't be launch punishable, and that was honestly something Nina had that in Tekken 7 was kind of like OD, but having that is it's really good. It's refreshing, it's different, and it also allows for more mix-ups after side step 4, because if they block it, now you can do the follow-up and catch them. So there's definitely going to be some season 1 Tekken 8 shit that people will not duck. 3+4, which is her new mid that she has, is really good. It's like Lily's forward 3 in the sense that it's relatively safe and catches people off, and it's really good. It's just a really good mid. I don't have any problems with it. I didn't use it too much, but I remember I was able to step after it. So now Nina has 4 really good tracking moves, which is she still has back 2-2. She has down 4 1+2, which is now 1+2. So you can now do that really quickly, and she still has down back 2. So Nina has a lot of good strong tracking tools, and she is someone to be afraid of for sure in the tracking department. Raw running 3-4 is a launcher again, but it is like a tailspin, so you'll have to like definitely like do some labbing and know how to do some really dangerous combos without the tailspin part, or using your heat engager or something. I don't remember the bound move, you know what I'm talking about. So because I don't really know how you'll use it in combo, unless maybe if you use your heat engager and then do that instantly, or if you want to do instant raw running 3-4s. I don't know, but that's the main tool that I feel for it. That's the vibe I got for it so far. Back 4 no longer counter hits. I could not get this into this, so or into this. It was just gone. So, but we still have forward 3, so don't worry, forward 3 is still there. I save you. Siren's Kiss. And then Magic 4 is gone as well. They just go onto the floor, and it seems like we could just get a free down 2. Or mind games. Reverse Ivory Cutter now, Tornado Spin. So you'll do a combo like this. Okay, flop.
3 hours later.
No, please. Why is the most basic combo so hard? Okay, there we go. Damn. You can do that. Because I was on PS5 pad, it was a little bit difficult because I don't use that to do instant wall standing ones. But the max loop I could get was 3, and I didn't see really a big problem with it. So it was still pretty fine for me. Maybe there could be more. Maybe there's another type of screw that they'll have that we can actually use for the instant wall standing one enders, but that's the only thing I could find after it. Down 2-3 is now down 2-2, so that's another noticeable change. Otherwise, it works exactly the same pretty much. They just felt to change up the hit animation. And lastly, Hayashida feels way better. It feels so good on Tekken 8. It's, you know, as we know, Tekken 8 it's improved the stepping, but the backdashing is still very similar to T7 for most characters. But the Hayashida felt amazing. It felt super good. Like I was Hayashiding back and back and being able to whiff punish with like ease almost. So that was something I really love and can't wait to use again, because it just felt so smooth like butter. Now let's just go over stuff that felt relatively the same with like little minor details that make them different. Sidestep 1+2 felt pretty much the same. I didn't have a problem doing this afterwards, or I know some people they felt it was a little harder to do the, aka Jod. They felt it was a little harder to do the down 2 follow up, but maybe that's because they were on PS5 pad, because they only allowed us to use PS5 pad or like this little like stick that they had, but I just used PS5, so mainly. But even then, the PS5 pad actually felt pretty good. Side note. Bomb still power crushes, and now it does the heat dash after it, so it's not that bad. It's not too different. It's still, you know, feels the same, feels exactly the same. Evil Miss feels the same to me. I was able to get this as a follow-up. I didn't really use it much at the wall, but I know that in the open I did. When I did it, it did work. Instant wall standing 1 felt the same. Back to 4 is the same. Back to 2 is the same. QCF 1, QCF 3, wipe the floor. All those moves still counter hit and stuff. So you are fine on that. Let's see, anything else? For some reason Nina's command throws weren't there. When you did out of that, you could do it, but otherwise I didn't find a reason. I couldn't do this or this. So maybe that's just because it was the beta. They didn't want to put all that stuff in there and make it less for the game to download. Forward 1+2 no longer obviously doesn't wall bounce, because wall bounce are now like wall bursts, so they're a little bit different. They're dedicated to a stage. But this no longer did this, or the thing on block, the wall crumble, it no longer did that. When I did that, the wall, it didn't work at all. So I'm not sure if they just removed that feature and maybe that was just like a beta thing that they wanted or didn't want. So, or maybe it's just within a different move, most likely. So yeah, that was main thing that I saw. Forward 3 also a voice crack. Forward 3 is still there, Ivory Cutter's tracking is still there, and Sidestep 1 still feels amazing, so I have no real big problems with those moves. Those all felt very pretty much similar in Tekken 8. Now to just go over some last minute things or heat moves. Nina's heat move is hella good. It's her down forward 3+4, I'm pretty sure. It's like the 2 kicks into the guns. It's a really good ender. It's a really good move to just throw out. It's pretty much like the new rage drive, but bitch, you ain't safe or you ain't plus. So it's fair in my opinion. For right now, maybe later I'm gonna be regretting that choice. And Nina's animations felt good, like even Tekken 8, like booting it up, you know, you get to see their nationality and where they're from, and like just little subtle details about the character like pops out, like in between rounds. If Nina's winning, she gets so bored of you, she's like, I'm ready to end this shit. And now when she key charges, she says something spicy. She was talking smack, and I like that. You know, I'm all here for, you know, characters, you know, talking smack in game, so that's totally fun. But most of the things I have to say about Nina Tekken 8, she feels super similar to T7. Just, you know, elevated and reinvented a bit, and most Nina mains I think will pretty much love her. So legacy players will love her, and new players will love Nina in Tekken 8. She's just fun all around, and I have no doubts that I will definitely be playing a lot of her in Tekken 8. She's just that fun. So nonetheless, I think Tekken 8 is going to be a wonderful game and super, you know, super great. It's just going to be a great experience, and I hope you guys feel the same way too. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a great night, and peace out.